Hey everybody, this is Marcus. So there's a rumor going around that Kevin Feige is looking to work for another position at Walt Disney Company. Now it hasn't really been said that if Kevin's going to leave Marvel Studios from his president role. So of course Kevin Feige has been president of Marvel Studios for at least 2 to 3 decades. Of course, he did the first X-Men films before branching out and launching the MCU in 2008 with the first film being Iron Man. And everything has pretty much been successful since then, ever since Kevin Feige became president of Marvel Studios. But now, with the new rumor going around right now that he's looking into working for another position at Walt Disney Company, he's basically still going to be within the Disney confines. So it hasn't really been said if he's going to step down, because he's still going to have his say at Marvel Studios, because he recently was talking about doing more projects at Marvel Studios anyway though. So, but Warren Thompson, Cosmic Wonder, was talking about the exact same thing, so we're gonna go ahead and check him out. Thank you guys so much for your support. It really means a lot to me. Make sure you guys also subscribe to the Cosmic Wonder as well. He's awesome. So without further ado, let's get right into this thing, you guys.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson, and today we have some very big and very interesting news about Marvel Studios and Disney, specifically about Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios. As a brand new report today tells us that Kevin Feige might not be the president of Marvel Studios for that much longer. Now, this isn't due to him being fired or anything like that, but a brand new report from an insider suggests that Kevin Feige might actually be eyeing a different job at Disney. Now, I know this may be a big shock to a lot of people, and it may sound extremely weird. Kevin Feige created the MCU, basically. He started with Iron Man, and he's been there since the beginning. He also started working with Marvel since the very first X-Men film.
Exactly.
He's worked
Just like
on
I said.
all of the X-Men films over in the Fox universe, the Spider-Man films with Sam Raimi, Daredevil, many different Marvel properties since the start of the very first X-Men film. So the thought of Kevin Feige not being with Marvel Studios is kind of far-fetched. However, the job that he is reportedly eyeing would still have him in charge, basically, over Marvel Studios. So if you're worried, don't be too worried. However, I would like to know your thoughts right away in the comments down below. What would you think if Kevin Feige moved up in Disney and was no longer the president of Marvel Studios? Now, you may have heard about this news over the past couple of days. Many people have been reporting about this, and I believe most of the headlines read, Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige wants new job at Disney. And there is actually some good evidence out there that suggests that this might be true. But before we get into that, let's talk about the actual report. This is coming from insider Jeff Snyder from the Hot Mic podcast. Jeff Snyder has been known to hear some insider information over at Disney and Marvel Studios. In fact, he was the one that told us first that Harrison Ford was cast as Red Hulk / Thunderbolt Ross.
Thunderbolt Ross,
in the latest episode of the Hot Mic podcast, he said, I've heard the job that Kevin has always coveted is that of Alan Bergman. Now, if you know what this job is, if you know what the job of Alan Bergman is, it makes sense that Kevin Feige would want this job. He would be the chairman of Walt Disney Studios, and it would have Kevin Feige overseeing all of Disney's movies and streaming platforms. This includes Marvel Studios. It also includes Lucasfilm, Pixar, and 20th Century Studios. So this would essentially be everything. Literally every movie or show that Disney produces. It would be Marvel, it would be Star Wars, Avatar, new animated movies. If they did a Pixar movie, another Toy Story movie, or spin-off. If Kevin Feige was in that position, he would be in charge over all of these properties.
Everything.
So he would still be involved with Marvel. Now, here's where the talk of Kevin Feige stepping in to take over his job comes in. After Walt Disney did all of its restructuring and Bob Iger came back, Alan Bergman was promoted to the co-chairman of Disney Entertainment. Again, this puts him in charge of everything Disney, movies, and shows, and also music. But some insiders believe that Alan Bergman's new promotion sets him up as a potential candidate to succeed Bob Iger. So Alan Bergman could be the next CEO of Disney. Now, this is
Bob
just
Iger.
speculation at this point. This is not confirmed. However, we do know that Bob Iger is only here for about a few years. He came back to kind of help Disney get things back in order and to train.
Yeah, you guys remember I talked about that too, as far as like Bob Iger coming back though. So that was actually a really big deal. But then again, you think about it like this, Kevin Feige taking over in Disney, he'll have a say on everything. So it's not really a bad move at all, especially if Kevin's looking into going through the confines of working for Disney and having a say not only just in Marvel, but just in everything, like with Pixar and all the other companies as well within Disney. I mean, that's a bold move too, though, especially when you want to keep moving up, though. So it goes back to the saying that Fei Long said in Street Fighter, when you reach the top of a mountain, climb another. Never settle. But I'll get into that in a second, you guys. So
New successor, basically to train somebody to be him. And since Alan Bergman is essentially number 2 now at Disney under Bob Iger, it would make sense that he would kind of be next in line to take Bob Iger's spot. And since he just got a promotion, he's clearly liked by Bob Iger. So again, while this is just speculation at the moment and is not confirmed, it is incredibly possible. And if you put all the pieces together, it does seem likely. So if what Jeff Snyder has heard is true, and the position that
Kevin and
Feige
Stan
wants
Lee,
is to be in charge over all media,
two legends.
Disney, well, that position might be open pretty soon. The role that Kevin Feige wants, he might actually get. But unfortunately, this would require him to leave his position over at Marvel Studios, which is really crazy to hear. Especially if you consider before that Kevin Feige has actually said in the past that he doesn't want to be in charge of another studio, like Star Wars. When all of the rumors about Kathleen Kennedy being fired were going around, some people asked Kevin Feige if he would want to be in charge of Star Wars, and he said no. However, that could be because he doesn't want to be in charge of Marvel Studios and Star Wars at the same time. Those are two really, really big positions to have at the same time. But they are also very different than holding the position that oversees everything. Because as president of Marvel Studios, he oversees literally everything. He is involved in all of the intricate details with every movie. He's there for a lot of the meetings, he approves of everything, and he's involved in every step of the process. However, if he got this new position, he would pretty much just see it at the end. Yes, there would be some oversight throughout the entire process of making movies and deciding what Marvel Studios and Lucasfilm and other studios are going to do. However, this would not involve him being as hands-on. So whereas if Kevin Feige was president of Marvel Studios and Lucasfilm at the same time, that might stretch him too thin. If he got the promotion overseeing everything, he wouldn't be stretched too thin because he wouldn't be as involved as he was before. And also, keep this in mind. Even though he said that he wouldn't want to be in charge of another studio, he has been tapped to produce a new Star Wars movie. And his writer for that movie is Michael Waldron, who wrote Loki Season 1, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and as of right now is writing Avengers Secret Wars. So although he is not in charge of Lucasfilm by any means right now, he is dipping his toe over in the Star Wars universe. And the reason they wanted him to do this is because he has done an incredible job over at Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
Infinity Saga for the MCU was amazing. It was something that really nobody else had really done to the full extent that Marvel Studios did ever before. And despite what some people would say, it really did change cinema and the movie industry forever. Think about how many other studios are producing cinematic universes now. Nintendo, with the launch of Super Mario Bros., is launching their own Nintendo universe. So Kevin Feige really is, in the movie industry, a legend. Not just in Marvel Studios, of course in Marvel Studios, but in the movie industry in general, he's amazing. So the question is, where does Kevin Feige go from here? Does he stay at Marvel Studios the rest of his life, or does he have bigger aspirations? Well, as sad as it is to say, he probably has bigger aspirations. You know he loves Marvel, you know he's a big comic book fan, and like I said, he's been with Marvel since the first X-Men movie in the year 2000.
Yep.
He loves Marvel, but does that mean he won't advance in his career? Of course not. Especially when that advancement would still have him overseeing Marvel Studios, what he loves. And do keep in mind that he does also love Star Wars, and he loves the movie industry and movies and shows in general. He's a huge fan of movies and TV, and he's done an incredible job with the MCU, so no doubt that if he did get this position of being in charge over all movies, shows, media, music at Disney, he would do an incredible job. And something else to really keep in mind is that Bob Iger really likes Kevin Feige. In fact, Bob Iger saved Kevin Feige from being fired by Ike Perlmutter in 2015. So right now, if Alan Bergman could possibly be the new CEO of Disney when Bob Iger leaves, Kevin Feige would probably have the votes to move into his position after that, as chairman of Walt Disney Studios, and we would be happy for him. We really would.
Yeah.
Now, of course, this sparks the question of who would take Kevin Feige's spot, and honestly, my vote right now would be Jon Favreau, because he has also been there since
Jon Favreau's a good one.
MCU with
Yeah, I like Jon.
And he's been an executive producer
Happy
for
Hogan.
a long time now, again, since Iron Man, and he's done a lot of work for Disney in general over with The Mandalorian, and he's just an all-around really great person. So if Jon Favreau could step into the position of Marvel Studios president after Kevin Feige moves up with Disney, I think that would work out very well. But go ahead and let us know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Pour your hearts out in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all of the latest MCU news. You can always follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. With love.
You know what, you guys? That actually would be pretty cool, considering the fact that Jon Favreau and Kevin Feige are very close anyway. And of course, not to mention the fact that he played Happy Hogan in the Iron Man series. And then not to mention, he was also Foggy Nelson in the 2003 Daredevil movie. So, Jon's definitely got some great ties with Marvel, though. But basically, going back to what Warren was saying, is that Kevin Feige definitely did change the game when it came to cinemas and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because the MCU has always been doing a great job with their movies, especially the way they've been portraying their characters, and it definitely opened up the doors to many other superhero films as well, especially in the video game industry, where now you got the Nintendo franchise. Well, of course, we got Sonic, and then now you also have Mario that's coming out to the new Mario movie. That's definitely going to open up a lot of doors for more video game cinematic universes. And of course, we have Detective Pikachu as well, which I keep saying this since day one. More than likely, we're going to get a Super Smash Brothers movie. I would love to see that. That would definitely be of Avengers Endgame proportions too, if we actually had a Super Smash Brothers movie. Because we got an Avengers Endgame, and then also Avengers Infinity War too. So that's going to be of epic proportions. We definitely get all that for sure, though. So, but like I said, it doesn't seem like Kevin's going to leave anytime soon. But it is crazy to think about what's going to happen if he does. But I think it'll be in good hands for sure. I don't see Kevin pretty much abandoning his projects by basically just going back to doing something else or leaving it all together, because he's a comic book fan like we all are. Kevin definitely has a good connection with the audience. He knows what the people want. And you gotta think about it like this too. Even though some people have different opinions about how the MCU is right now, or whatever the case may be, but you gotta know, especially as a hardcore comic book fan, especially like myself, this is actually pretty awesome, especially what we've been seeing so far with how the Kang saga has been going so far. So it's an exciting time for sure, and it's definitely an exciting time for cinemas as well. And as a matter of fact, Anthony Mackie did say how there was a critique that Quentin Tarantino was talking about, how basically, I guess, original filmmaking was practically dying, and the age of the superheroes taking over. Like, basically, actors who are playing superheroes in films like Marvel and DC, they're now considered to be actors instead of the actors that came up in the day of like, for example, like Gary Grant or Clark Gable or Katharine Hepburn or Audrey Hepburn, Vivian Leigh, people like those. They were considered to be Hollywood stars at that time. But now they're saying that the superhero films are taking over cinemas, and they're becoming more popular because more people are now seeing superhero films more so than any other films. Of course, you still got your other films that are out there, but the debate that Anthony Mackie and Quentin Tarantino was saying is the fact that now you have superhero films that are now being more mainstream now than regular films, of course. Of course, original films will always be in place, but now the rise of the superhero films that they've been saying about, that's pretty much been taking over as of right now, though. So, but yeah, with that's going on, it's really great. And me growing up reading the comics and collecting the comics and the action figures over the years, this is a great time too, though, and I'm actually enjoying it. So in a sense, I'm like Kevin Feige myself, in the sense that I've always looked at Kevin He's a creative mind. He knows what the fans wants, and he knows exactly what he's doing for sure, though. So, Kevin, if you need another wingman in your position, hire me too, because I know more about the characters, and I know as much as you do. So, it'll be pretty cool for sure, though. I still want Keanu Reeves to play the Beyonder. You can actually get that to happen, especially for Secret Wars, for Phase 6. That would be awesome, too. So, that'd be cool, man. So, Kevin, you see this video? Think about me, man. If you see this, just let me know. So, but yeah, other than that, you guys, it should be pretty cool. I don't think nothing detrimental is going to happen as far as like if Kevin's going to leave his position as president, but we won't know until, you know, he makes the decision himself, though. But I don't see him leaving it altogether, though. So, but either or, it's going to be pretty awesome, you guys. So I'm definitely seeing what Kevin's going to do. It's going to be an interesting time, to say the least, of what's going to happen. So either or, it's definitely going to be amazing, especially with what Kevin's doing. Kevin's been doing a really great job so far. I'm definitely enjoying all the movies, all the characters that I'm seeing growing up as a kid, now seeing them in real life, because now if you think about it like this, like Kevin Feige and Stan Lee, they've always had dreams of wanting to bring all their characters to life, especially when Timely Comics first launched. So now we actually have a chance to see that happening on the big screen, and it doesn't get any better than this, though. So, but the Rise of the Superhero, it's pretty awesome, you guys. It's very awesome. And I've seen every MCU movie that you can pretty much get your hands on, so I've seen them all. So it's gonna be awesome, you guys. So as you guys already know, I love Marvel Comics myself, though. So it's definitely cool. But other than that, especially with him making this appearance for John Roca's Hot Mic Show, that was a great interview as well, and he was talking about that. So, like I said, Kevin's going to always have a place in Marvel Studios, and I don't see him leaving anytime soon. And even if he does move up to his position, I think that he'll still have ties to Marvel anyway. So, because he did mention the fact that, you know, if the recent firing of Kathleen Kennedy for Star Wars, he doesn't want to work for Star Wars or Lucasfilms in particular. And I know they all know each other and stuff like that, though. But the fact of the matter is that he knows exactly what to give the people what they want as far as our Marvel content goes. But if he was able to at least move to Disney, that would be pretty cool, too. But I don't think he would leave Marvel at the same time. So I think he'd have a chance to see everything, though. But anyway, it's Kevin, though. So whatever Kevin does, I'm behind him 100%. And like I said, Kevin, you see this video, put me on board. I could definitely be your assistant or your wingman, and we can like work together and stuff. Because I've always liked Kevin Feige. He definitely is a great guy, and he knows what he wants with the people. He gives the people what they want. And like I said, the MCU, they've been doing a really great job. And right now, with James Gunn, with him trying to get the DCU up to par of Marvel, and given the fact that James Gunn and Kevin Feige are best friends, I mentioned this many times too, considering that they're best friends, they support each other. And I want DC to do just as well as Marvel. Marvel's doing an awesome job so far. So, but DCU's got a good ways to go. But if James Gunn can do it, he can definitely do it for sure. If anybody can do it, it's JG himself. So we'll see how that goes. But what do you guys think? In the comments down below, you guys think it's Kevin Feige is a good idea for him to go to Disney or move up? I mean, I think it's a good idea. And going back to the quote that I was saying about what Fei Long said in Street Fighter, when you reach the top of a mountain, climb another. You never settle in life, guys. Even if you are successful, you still want to climb that plateau, always ask questions, and being able to just learn, because you never stop learning. That's what my mom always told me and my sister. You never stop learning. You always keep growing, and you always ever learning, ever growing. So you always make sure that you just ask questions and move up. That's what life is all about, you guys. So when Kevin does make the decision, I'm supporting him 100%. So, but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm definitely excited to see what Kevin Feige is going to do. And on top of that, especially with the future MCU films, definitely excited for that too, you guys. And DCU as well. I'm excited to see where they're going to go with this as well. Hopefully it won't be a disaster, but I don't think it will, though. I think with James Gunn's experience at Marvel, he'll definitely do what he can at DCU as well, though. So, but Thank you guys so much for your support. It really means a lot to me. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Cosmic Wonder. Make sure you guys give Warren support. He's awesome as well. I get all my information from not only the Cosmic Wonder, but Comics Explained, Comic Pop with Sal, Ethan, Tiffany, and Ben, and then Comics Historian with Ben and the other crew there. So they're awesome, you guys. And the new rock stars too. They're amazing as well. But thank you guys so much for your support. It means a lot to me. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for everything. It really means a lot to me. As Stanley will say, Excelsior, be good to each other, love each other. I'll catch you guys in the next one.